Okay, we're live. So let me just kick this off, okay? So a very good morning and good afternoon to everyone joining us. It seems like from around the world. We've got people from Nigeria, people from Texas, people from Brisbane, and people from around Asia Pacific. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this event. I'm Julian Gordon. I'm the VP Asia Pacific for Hyperledger Foundation, and I'm delighted to be here to host this virtual Macau meetup, the first meetup we've had in a Macau for a while. So this is great. We're live on YouTube. I had a pleasure of meeting our presenter here, Dalibor Vodenicarski, who in last month in Hong Kong. So we had a really interesting discussion about his PhD, where he's building a CMMS system, which is a computerized maintenance management system using Hyperledger Fabric. And it's great, and it's really great that he can share it here today. So we discussed doing that, and it's great that this has happened. So Dalibor is the operations and maintenance manager at Doppelmayr Macao, which runs the SkyCab cable car system at the famous Wynn Palace Resort. And he is doing his PhD in information systems at the University of St. Joseph. And I will be meeting him. Actually, we've got another event happening, a UN event happening in Macau, which is very cool. It's kind of like a Macau week. Before I hand over to Dalibor, I've got a quick housekeeping item. As this is a Linux Foundation meetup event, I have to note to all participants they must comply with our antitrust policy, which you can always check out on our website. Also, as we go along, please feel to ask questions in the chat below. I see that we're also tell us where you're from. That'll be fun. And I will track the questions, and we'll actually make this a little bit interactive. And now I'm going to pass over to you, Dalibor. So please take it from here. Thank you again for presenting to us today.
Yeah, thank you, Julian. Thank you for introduction. Thank you, everybody who attended this presentation. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you come from. Yeah, today I will be presenting about my current research and with some slide demo with how we build a computerized maintenance management system with Hyperledger Fabric. We will learn how CMMS can change operational services and operational services of one cable car companies. In short, we will have an introduction of myself, my project, short abstract, CMMS, how it's defined, what does it mean, urban cable car, why we choose to do the urban cable car, operational services and business processes of that enterprise who run the operational services of an cable car, development of the smart contracts in Go, where I will present my current status of my smart contracts, or chain codes. I don't know what you how to prefer to call it, results, and with some short demo on my Kaleido platform. And at the end, yeah, we will talk. We will have a conclusion and my future works. About myself, Gordon already introduced me. Yeah, engineering and operational professional with more than 2 decades in various engineering field, but my last, let's say, 15 years, I'm in a cable car industry in both mountain destination referring to the ski resorts and urban development, urban cable cars. I'm a PhD candidate in information system in University of St. Joseph, senior operation. Yeah, in the meantime, I was promoted. Senior Operations and Maintenance Manager at Doppelmayr Macao Ltd, members of the Serbian Chamber of Commerce, Austrian Chamber of Commerce, Hong Kong and Macao, and Macao Data Lab Association community member. My current research include blockchain technology, Internet of Things, Industry 4.0, and data science. In short, we will move now to just briefly explain you my presentation, and presentation will discuss how blockchain technology and the Internet of Things can be used to build a secure and reliable computerized maintenance management system that incorporates maintenance strategies and policy to further enhance operational excellence of an urban cable car. let's define CMMS. Literature, it's very fruity. There is a lot of different definitions, and whatever you use would be fine. I personally like this one, as CMMS. It's defined as a software application designed to assist in planning and managing maintenance operations, enterprise asset management, their utilization, tracking the work records, effective maintenance in various industries. If we go back a little bit in the history, just one brief information. CMMS history, I would say, started in mid of 16, when the first CMMS emerged with without without monitors, but with the punch cards, where the work orders were tracked with punching the holes. As modern CMMS could count that start from 1980s, actually 1986, if I'm not mistaken. It was the first commercial launch of IBM Maximo. Then during the 90s, its first appearance of pre-cloud based LAN CMMS, and also at that time the CMMS were starting to deal just asset management, and you will find in the literature as enterprise asset management, or EAM. From 2010 and onwards, these CMMS solutions start to moving towards the cloud naturally. Of course, leading its IBM Maximo, SAP, eMint, Upkeep, and many others. Current status of the let's say CMMS, yes, we go. I'm quite sure you already have this. You experience this. Everything goes on a smart devices, utilizing the faster internet speeds and higher requirements to support further IoT devices and artificial intelligence. This is current, and this is where CMMS actually it's heading. Demystifying maintenance with the CMMS, although the level of today's development of digital technology and all other technologies available to all of us, CMMS still facing issues. Management assisting software tool called CMMS, how I like really to call it, still struggle to overarch the needs on complete and complete synergy of business processes of an enterprise. Organizations failed to harness all the benefits CMMS could bring. And I found in the literature and that the failing rate, it's really shocking. It's 90%. And usually when you talk to the people, they will always say, yeah, but my previous system was better. Somehow CMMS, it's falling into its with its implementations. Solutions need more integration with a relative organizational factors, like asset allocation, decision-making structures, senior management support, which is very important, employee involvement. CMMS are falling because employees are most of the cases are not trained. Practical instructions are not there, and all this shall lead actually to effectiveness of total predictive productive maintenance. Overall and predominantly still as of today, CMMS is used as a reactive tool. That should not happen. Where are the solutions? Sophisticated CMMS application must improve maintenance operations, reduce costly downtimes, and increase asset utilization and reliability, and I would say must enhance planning, and we are moving toward the predictive maintenance. CMMS system, as it seems by me and my research team, has to be built on a base on four paradigms. blockchain, IoT, Industry 4.0, and smart maintenance. When we talk about the maintenance, and maintenance operation, or actually operational services, it's gather big amount of data, and this collected maintenance data becoming a primarily structured information. Now, if we put big data analytics and deep learning to identify the problems, improve maintenance processes, reduce knowledge gaps, consequently, it will increase our cost effectiveness and the uptime. And at the end, if we have this integrated software solution, it will help cable cars, companies to manage their product lifecycle and increase the value of their assets. Once you properly use the CMMS, for sure we will get it elevated cost-effective experience, where computers and maintenance software can store data and make cost-effective maintenance decisions, which will support the management, better sharing between the organizations. Organization can use this integral management system, which should share improvements between the different sites. Maintenance safety, very important part of maintenance. We are all aware of this. It's excellently organized maintenance process will enhance health and safety policy by ensuring that occupational safety and health management practices are at the heart of reliable and safe maintenance. At the very end, I like this is one sentence from the book Digital Disciplines, where now digital solutions, when we talk about CMMS, obviously it's a digital solution. Digital solutions should be informative driven and incorporate mobility, connectivity, and visualization to create new business value. That's the primary job of the CMMS, to create the business value. Now, if we talk about my project, why I choose the urban cable car, naturally, I'm 15 years in this industry, and I see that industry it's lacking of one CMMS who will really overarch all the business processes. A little bit later, I will talk which business processes are important and which business processes are actually put in place to work. Just a little bit short, why urban cable cars? The next generation of public transport technologies that will transform urban life significantly. From the stand of public transport, the cable cars technology, they're dealing with a massive demand of safe and reliable transport operations. At the same time, that means that new emerging digital technology has to deal with an enormous amount of data which are produced by daily operations. These data must be analyzed, calculated, and compiled in these new digital technologies. Why everybody will say, why cable cars are important to, the awareness of cable cars should be more elevated. We should more talk about the cable cars because it brings benefits for the community. Cable cars offer a new level of urban transport where can be easily integrated into already existing system, fill the gaps, offer constant trip times, huge capacity. Of course, cannot match the capacity of a metro, but some other solutions are very, very feasible with the cable cars. Three important tenets: mobility for all, cable cars are affordable and barrier free. Urban integration, as I mentioned, seems to be easy integrated into existing transport network, can go over, let's say, geographical obstacles. And the most important, it's really environmental friendly roadway system. zero local emission of the CO2. And here it's one very nice graph when we can see how actually which are the functions performed by the cable cars. You can connect, you can create mini transport networks, you can bridge. This is the river. You can go over the river, extend the lines, relieve. Streets are most of the time blocked by the cars, and that's where the cable cars technology steps in. We in Doppelmayr we have a new paradigm. It's called mobile urban mobility, which is referring to new way of transporting people in the urban area. In this urban area, transport will be provided by the cable cars, and which will help to improve quality of life. Operational services and design and business processes. Operational services, it's referring to day-to-day activities. Business processes referring to the long-term or business strategies. And all of these shall be presented and shall be interpreted into the next graph, where I presenting the business processes of an cable car enterprise, where we have a human resources business operations business processes, operational business processes, maintenance, proficiency, safety management, and financial business processes. These business processes are essential for an enterprise for various reasons, right? Whenever we come to a new company, or we are employed, we first face human resources, and now we can see that human resources providing the information to the operational business processes, human resources, of course, supplying data to the maintenance. And if we look now, the maintenance, it's just collecting the data from the proficiency, right? When somebody comes to the company, needs to be trained, and only trained people can do the maintenance, same as trained people can do the operations. Same is the safety management business processes, which are really in direct link with the business maintenance processes. And at the end, of course, we all do this for money. There is a financial business processes where the company has to issue the invoice, purchases of the spare parts, etc. My project, this could be really also presented as a basic structure of my research, where I developed the blockchain network based on a Hyperledger fabric, and where these business processes are presented with the smart contracts. And when we say the smart contracts, Nick Szabo, for me, still the best definition of the smart contracts. A computerized transaction protocol that executes the terms of the contracts. Smart contracts, it's nothing. He's just nothing else than dealing with. It's invoked by other functions and storing and updating the ledger. Before I move to Hyperledger and my deeply explanation of my project, 4 tenets of the blockchain. Of course, smart contract, it's one of them. What are the advantages? It's a shared ledger, smart contracts, privacy, and trust. All these tenets, especially when we talk about the Hyperledger fabric, are in place and makes a really, as it says, Hyperledger fabric. It's the best solution for the enterprise application. In short, Hyperledger fabric is intended as a foundation for developing application solution with modular architecture. allows components such as consensus and memberships services, modular and versatile design, permission architecture. That was very important for my project. That I think that that's the right approach, because it's enterprise. You're dealing with a huge amount of data, and making it permissioned make our life easier. Open smart contract, CRUD definition. We will see later in a demo how easy it's to update and work with the data. And the most important is a low latency of final confirmation. It's really fast, and Hyperledger with its Raft consensus makes life really easier. Also, what I use, it's a Hyperledger Firefly tool. Hyperledger Firefly is a multi-party system for enterprise data flows, powered by blockchain. It's contributed by the Kaleido company. I use Hyperledger Firefly with my IoT. Works really fast, works really reliable, and some initial tests prove the concept. It's a system of records for any digital asset. It enables developers to build blockchains application for enterprise, and really radically faster. What we did, developer interaction. I personally am not considering myself developer. I'm just a researcher, but somehow I fall in that trap that I really developed the solution, working solution, where my smart contracts were just doing what they has to do. I create several smart contracts. This is the Hyperledger Fabric, the basic diagram, word state, transaction. I think here we are all familiar with the Hyperledger Fabric and its principle of work. My network, my blockchain network, it's created on a blockchain business cloud provided by Kaleido. It's very easy, very approachable user experience, I must say. This is basic, where I create, you can see here, ops and MTE. It's ops referring to operational business processes. This is the maintenance business processes with two peers, where maintenance contract is created, sent to the peers, sent back for endorsed and sent back, then sent to the ordering services, putting back, it's updating the ledger, the word state and the ledger. Then we have information that transaction it's done. The second part, it's also Hyperledger Firefly. We can see here I used sensors. For now, it's just a couple of sensors which are doing well with Raspberry Pi Pico, with secure network using web broker, other Node-RED app, and updating, sending the application to sending the data in a JSON file on a Firefly. In this case, my Hyperledger Firefly, which it's run locally, really stores all the data from the sensors. How my smart contracts are organized, and how they were developed. This is currently list of my smart contracts. It's a function, but I keep this just because of the name. Actually, there are two more, but just because of the space, I put employee smart contracts, which obviously deals with HR, essential HR. We have a daily operational log smart contracts, which deals with daily operational logs update, downtime events contract. We don't love downtime, but our solution has to deal with downtimes in the best proper way. Operational downtimes, technical downtimes, passenger-related downtimes, and all this information shall be stored properly on the ledger. Then we have a maintenance smart contracts, which dealing with preventive, corrective, and failure maintenance. Basic asset smart contracts for our spare parts, tools, equipment to track their conditions. Proficiency dealing with module 1, 2, and 3. I divided in 3 modules because module 1 is training for operators, for technicians, for management. Financial part, issuing smart contracts, which issuing the invoices, responsible for budgeting, cost control, purchasing order, etc. And that there was a one. For now, I have developed one smart contracts. It's called IoT smart contracts, which is installed on a Firefly, who is dealing with information from the sensors, storing the sensor. Potentially, the Firefly supernode shall communicate with the Kaleido blockchain network, and updating, and you have to, if you have a sensor detecting the breakdown, operator shall define is it corrective or it's failure, or the repositories I've used, of course, Fabric, Chain.Kogo, Contract API, and less the Sheen package, but Fabric samples, of course, Firefly. I also must mention Mini Fabric. It's called Mini Fabric, but there is nothing mini. That's great tool, working really supporting 100% of the function I need for testing my smart contracts. Here is one simple example. Several function I listed from my smart contracts, the structure of my daily operation log smart contracts. The structure, yes, I mentioned on the beginning, but I have to mention it again. I choose Golang because the simply availability of the literature and documentation. It's well organized. It's easy to use, especially for me, who is not coming from the computer science with computer science background. The function defined are several. I put this typically this smart contract has more than 12 functions, but let's say create new daily operational log, read, get daily operation by range, update daily operational log. Here it's very important to define the structure, the data item we will use, like daily number of passengers, who is on the shift, early shift, late shift. In cable cars has a usually, most of the time, they have 2 stations, drive station, return station, who is who, where is going, daily updates, weather condition, also querying daily operational log by the downtimes, also what I massively use, and what I was really happy to achieve, it was calling cross-chain codes function, where from one daily operational log I managed to create corrective maintenance work order. I can create downtimes, etc., and of course very easy to get query results. Now I will just move to my demo. Let me just show you how these things work. This is okay. Oh, this is slipping. I will just wake up this. In the meantime, I will just do. First, I want to show you how Firefly works with with IoT solution. Just I need just to put everything in working. Here is the, as I said, I use micro Raspberry Pi Pico and MicroPython to create one application, to create one small software which is uploaded on a Pico, and this Pico will generate JSON format file, and we can see that now it's already I will run simply, and we can see now should be test hello world. This is code which just simply testing. Now if we go back to my I use certificates. Its connection is secured, which via the MQTT broker, waiting for the event. I will now press the button, very simply press the stop button, which will mimicking the sensor. And now you can see that the JSON file it's generated. This is just printed with ID 19E, and I will just go back here and see. You can see now on our web broker, our stop button is recorded, and when we use the Firefly, we can see that now the succeeded transfer is succeeded. It's here and it's stored, and you can see that it's matching here. Just for the sake of saving times, I put here I just added 5 minutes to the for the downtime, but you can see that the entire information of that stoppage its store has its description, emergency stop button, usually events end referring to the event when the stop button it's reset, when this is the ID, this is the event when the event starts, which is pretty much match with my time, and event type it's emergency stop. Whoever works with a Firefly, it's very, very straightforward, very easy to use. There is a very nice documentation and how to deploy the smart contracts. We can see that here now we can see that when you define your smart contract interfaces and instances, it's generating the Swagger. In a Swagger, I can just simply post query get all events, and my let's say emergency stop 19E should be now stored and recorded. 19E should be somewhere. 19E. Yes, 19E. You can see it's the same time. What is the advantage? The advantage is exactly this. You see, these are all the tests I did, and now if we look Firefly as IoT, we see that he can keep the records of all stoppages. Where now, as I said, we will have a big data of big stoppages, big amount of stoppages. It's not only this is just a stop button. You will have a switches, sensors, etc., and all this has to be analyzed and and big data analytics are coming, and that's where my project is heading. I will need deep learning approach to find if some faults are repeatable, why they're repeatable, etc., etc. Another part of it's my Collider platform. Really easy to use, and I'm really enjoying using it. Give me really this sense of power that I can develop smart contracts. As I said, I'm not computer science, but my love with coding, it's fully utilized. What is great with this platform, we have a REST API gateway which can be used to really communicate. I also can do this, but let's put this. I already created some identities, and I will show you how my smart contracts. Yeah, there you will see some funny names, but Test Network, Fab Connect, etc., etc. There was a lot of trial and error. It's not due to the platform. Yeah, it was on me, where I tested various solutions. Now I will just create one simple let's call it daily operational log. It's very simple, straightforward. I already have prepared it because, yeah, just for saving the time, I will change here to, yeah, let's say 888, our Asian lucky number. Let's see how much it's lucky. I'm creating now a new daily operational log. Let's say yeah, with all data already prepared. User not found. Yeah, because maintenance technician maybe. Yeah, a little typo, but should be okay. Yeah, we can see transaction went through. Signer, it's a maintenance technician. We can again easily query this. We can see now where is our how this daily operational log it's actually stored. Read daily operational log. We say 888. We say. Yeah, here it is. And yeah, of course, this is now pre-recorded data, and you can see you can store whatever you need for your application. Owner, it's creator of the daily operational log. Yeah, could be here a signer, operational hours, number of passengers, number of carriers are cabins, etc., etc. One thing which is very interesting for me, very important, I really like it. It's that that on Collider you can do also cross chain codes calls, and because I created also so-called downtime event smart contracts, which we don't want to have a downtime, but when you have it, you have to have all the information, because you will need it for tomorrow for troubleshooting, for everything. I will now create one downtime, and you can see that downtime event could be created from I will again say, let's say maintenance technicians. You see that the chain codes I'm using, calling the other chain codes, it's I'm using using the chain codes ops operations on default channel. Yeah, let's use 000 888. Let's see lucky number, and now we have it valid and stored on a ledger. The speed is just amazing. Again, we can simply query now this, but we will query with our downtime event or downtime event smart contract, right? We use operational smart contracts to create downtime event, but now with this downtime event, with the downtime event, we will see if this is really existing. Yeah, user test tree, it's my really lucky user. I really like to use it, but yeah, now we are using chain code downtime event. Yeah, where I'm querying get the status of the downtime event condition, condition 0 referring to that that the downtime it's not validated, it's not completed. Another cross chain code call could be also calling corrective maintenance, you know, during the daily operations. Sometimes we experiencing the finding some errors, some system, yeah, that system needs some corrective actions. Here I will now call the transaction, calling cross-chain corrective maintenance task. Very simple. Again, from operations smart contracts, I will call maintenance smart contracts, calling cross-chain code. Yeah, I will put here today it's 22nd. And yeah, again, message the blockage form went through. It's already on the ledger. Now we can simply now even with the REST API, we can query to see where it's our ops. We can even with operational smart contract, we can read our maintenance smart contract. We said here it's 22nd. Let's call now another smart contract. Yeah, it is. Here is the corrective maintenance work order. Conditions not good. General health and safety instructions. Here are the maintenance process steps. Maintenance process steps is referring to what needs to be done. Who will do it? System operator, maintenance technicians, spare parts use. This is pure, corrective maintenance work order. Also, we can query the ledger now, which will give us the same result. Also, what I was using, just for your information, it suits well with the Postman to test all the previously all REST APIs. I already created blockchain, and in blockchain, I already created the smart contract, as I said, for our employees, where I created some imaginary employees. We can simply query, and we can see the get all corrective maintenance work orders as well. For example, here, get all corrective work orders. That's now where the power of the blockchain and distributed ledger technology comes into a place. Now, if we have now all data recorded, as I said, collected maintenance data have to become primarily constructed information. Now, this amount of information simply has to be used in our maintenance strategy, we have to move towards the smart maintenance, where this data shall give us information that, okay, some of the sensors are coming too often to be updated, or too often to be activated. Something needs to be done. Also getting all the failure maintenance. These are already created. It's, yeah, you can see it's just a little bit different structure of the data. Failure maintenance, fault code, emergency button, what was happening, etc., etc. That said, I will just slowly here. Somehow I lost my presentation. Let me try it again. Programming. All these datas now, as we discuss here, I cannot get my data back. Okay. Yeah, that's when you do the live demo. Me and Julian, we were talking about it. Yeah, it's back, it's here, and we will be live. Okay. Just some closing thoughts with after this presentation, where we are. Yeah, conclusions and future works. I will get back again to my really favorite book, Digital Disciplines. We see how data are created and how data has to be used. In his book, Wynn and Versnema define 4 digital disciplines. Operational excellence must now be complemented by information excellence. We see that now solution, we have this digital transformation, which must extend product leadership to solution leadership. Not only, you know, providing the manufacturing the cable cars. Yeah, we can provide entire solution with data analysis of one operational site. Customer intimacy, it's evolving into collective intimacy. And now what we are getting as a final result, it's traditional innovation. It's no longer enough. We will have accelerated information with all this fire hose like stream of data. You're pushed to the new innovations. And really, my closing thoughts on this on my project is that we define here. I found very nice smart maintenance definition. We define and interpret smart maintenance with 4 underlying dimensions: data-driven decision making, human capital resource, and internal and external integration. Through my demo and all my samples, you can see that all data are there. Data has to be used. People has to be involved. No AI. AI will be used actually, yes, to create this decision and to create smart maintenance, which will be, let's call it predictive maintenance, that we are not shocked by the downtimes, and we are not stuck with the downtimes. Yeah, that's would be all. Any questions?
Yeah. Excellent. We have some questions in the chat. Do you want to take the screen down, the presentation down, and then we can be in a bunch of.
Yep.
Okay, so I know that Mark and Mohammed, and Terence have questions. So do we want to start with Mark? Do you want to go through some of your questions?
I don't see the questions.
They're in chat. Go chat. Or maybe Mark could
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Mark, do you want to talk to your question?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, okay. Whoa.
So I'll just go over them. By the way, question 2, I think you partially answered for me, and I've got a follow on to it further down in the chat. But the first question is really in the use of a CMMS or ERP or EAM or whatever you want to call it, when you're using it for condition-based asset maintenance strategies, so more that predictive maintenance, moving into prescriptive maintenance, where do you see the use of a blockchain and smart contracts or chain code in dealing with the data, be it streaming data or even bulk data that comes in, for example, an oil sample that comes in every month? How do you see that fit into this sort of architecture of the use of a blockchain? I can talk about the other questions after that if you like.
Thank you for your questions. It seems you follow my presentation. Where I see the blockchain, it's in collecting these datas, collecting datas and putting them on a ledger. My future work, my next stage of the work, it's exactly that. This stored data we have to monetize on this data. This data must be now compiled, extracted, and we see what these data are telling us. As I presented I found it that the Hyperledger Firefly, for example, is doing great job. I simply coded my Pico to send JSON file, and once you get the JSON file, store it on a ledger. You can extract it all these files, all these datas, and with some advanced deep learning, you can also you mention oil samples in cable car industry. For example, we are taking the oil samples every 1,000 operating hours, which comes like half yearly, for example, just gearbox oil samples. This could be also edited, could be it's in various ways, right? We can enter this data because I don't do my oil analysis in my company. We are sending this to our vendors. But that's great question. That should be think about how they can enter the data into my blockchain, secure connection, and you see how now things developing. Thank you.
And so the follow on from that, which is the question 2, part 2 of the question 2, is really about now you've got that data, be it transactional or maybe it's a change out of a component in a piece of equipment, that sort of thing, that gets recorded on the blockchain. I guess my question is, do you see that's the thing to use to establish provenance of the data that relates to that piece of equipment? For example, selling it on a lease on a second-hand market with equipment, because not all equipment gets kept. Sometimes it gets sold because of changes in purpose.
Oh yeah.
But definitely from a mining perspective, which is where I'm coming from. But that's one of the things I thought that would be appropriate with the blockchain was the use of storing the data to show that you have an immutable record of change to the asset and its life, so that you can effectively remonetize it after that.
That's very good question. It's not a phrase, but it's really good question. Just to explain you, as I'm coming from the cable car industry, and in the cable car industry, I'm working for the Doppelmayr, and I have a direct purchasing link with the Doppelmayr customer support, and like 100%, we are installing only original spare parts from our manufacturer. But good question that the spare parts who are coming, because I created one smart contract which is dealing with assets, where I put the origin of supplier, and that could be really in more details. That's very good very good suggestions, because I have to pay attention, because naturally I'm buying spare part just from one and also my contractual obligation with my client is that we always buy original spare parts. But very good question. Maybe I will definitely adjust my smart contract for assets that provenance it's that we cannot use. But again, that's where the blockchain actually, it's a little bit falling apart, I must say, this scalability, because I can't do that without my counterpart where the blockchain where the spare parts are coming, right? They have to put this the format of data, and it's quite interesting. Very, very interesting. Thank you, Mark. That's a very good question. I will really work on it.
I'll just follow with the third one. I think it also relates, maybe there's an answer for Mohammed as well, about attaching a SQL database to Fabric for backup. Along those same lines, is that the sort of what you would need to do to pull data for use in, say, a data lake to mine, to do things like prescriptive maintenance actions? Or is that something you think is contained within the blockchain infrastructure?
What I presented, it's really exactly as you said. It's a blockchain infrastructure based on a Hyperledger Fabric protocol. You see that I'm not avoiding, but there is no application. That should be decentralized app who will access this that smart contracts create this world state and create immutable records. Yes, there should be that would be my also future work, to create that decentralized application who will deal with the data, who will access actually the ledger and compile the data. Yes, very good question.
Thanks for answering my questions.
Thank you. No, thank you for participating, and very good questions.
Okay, so thank you, Mark, there. And I think, Mohammed, was your question answered there? Do you want to ask your question?
Thank you, Julian. I think my question's already been answered, so thank you very much.
All right, thank you for the question.
I see here somebody posted Grip Force from Italy. This is a specialist, I would say, right? Somebody who is very, very into the industry, I would say. Grip Force.
All right. So definitely, and we have a question also from Terence. Terence, do you want to ask your question?
Oh, Terence. Hi, Terence.
Terence is from Macau, right?
Yes, my very good friend. He will join us. He would be the next to present.
He says he's got bad audio on his side, so I'll ask his question, right? So he's curious, which department do you think is the hardest to put onto CMMS? Is it the data hard to find, or don't they see the value of using it? So what, if you look at the question, so which department, and would the hardest to put it onto CMS, the department, is it because they find it hard to find the data, or basically they may not see the value? A conceptual question. Where do you think the challenges will be?
The biggest challenge is actually the senior management. Usually, when you're employing the blockchain and even this solution, if thanks God once would be implemented, you will not know that it's a blockchain, right? You will have a front end application, and where I see the struggle, it's that the top management has to be tackled. They have to be aware of the advantages, and once when they accept the solution, then would be easy. Actually, Terence, very, very good question. But once you start using, you should not notice the difference, because you will have a front end application, and all what I show, it will be happen, yeah, under the hood. I don't expect, actually, all these departments, I don't expect, let's say, any resistance once, if it's approved by the senior management, if they are aware of how data would be managed, and that you will have a because even on my previous sites, I always was struggling. Oh, what? Because they will say, we had this fault before, but how it happens, where it happens, data are lost. Once you have a blockchain and you have a immutable ledger, and you will have all your data, and all department during the time, will be aware of its advantages for sure. I hope this answered the question.
Yes, I think what Terence says, he just put a comment. He said he's got bad idea. He said once you get, obviously, like all these things, you've got to get commitment from management. If you do that, you speed it up. There's a strong value proposition, I think, which we discussed, right? It's always difficult to get that. But once you've got it, everything comes into line, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we'll pretty well come to the end of the hour, right? I think there are the questions I think we'll probably wrap it up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to say, I'm going to turn my camera. Thank you, Dalibor. I think everyone here. So big thank you for that presentation, and everyone on YouTube. That was wonderful, really insightful, and really, we got people clapping there on the on the Zoom. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone for listening. So the question really is it's lots of claps now. How would anyone get in contact with you? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn, please, anything about what I presented, please just let me know. I cannot share still the smart contracts. I have my repository, which is really under heavy development, and it's not yet ready to be published. But I'm really happy to talk, and I'm really happy to listen to any suggestions. Any proposal. Mark was great, Terence as well. Thanks for all the questions. And I see here one more question from Wong. May I know if you need to take care of date time related events. As I mentioned, you can easily work with timestamps in Hyperledger. You can create preventive tasks, and again, you need a good DApp developer who will manage because even you can create preventive maintenance task, and it's on a ledger, and once it's triggered by time or working hours, you will just update the state. You already have that, and that's a little bit of future work. I still need to tidy up my smart contracts, but my next presentation should be with the DApp.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect within the community on the Meetup. Let's continue this conversation. And once again, thank you, Dalibor. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Right. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Julia, and thank you everybody for participating and spend this Saturday